watching that?
Well, what a special moment. I thought that Joe handled everything throughout the Heisman Trophy campaign or event, first class. He's done it in a great manner. He's thanked everybody. It's the first time I've seen him get that emotional. And I was just so proud for him and proud of our football team. But, you know, when you saw him up there, I was talking to someone coming up here, it was with his heart, and that's how he plays. He has a great heart, has great grit, and that's what makes him the best player in America.
Michael Cobble, WBRZ TV in Baton Rouge. Ed, from Bunkie to Bogalusa, I mean, you know the pride that state has and what that kid's accomplished.
Yeah.
Being a native Louisiana, I'm sure you share in that.
It means so much. You know, we haven't had the Heisman, although we've had some great players since the late Billy Cannon. And we all grew up watching Billy Cannon and the only Heisman Trophy winner and all those other great players that came so close to winning it. Now Joe just did a tremendous job and spread offense and his great players, wins the Heisman, and hopefully it's not our last.
Coach Shea Dixon with 24/7 Sports. Joe won by the widest margin in votes in the history of the Heisman. You've been around Heisman winners. You've coached them. What is it? I mean, when you hear that, how does it sink in knowing what he did?
Well, it means a lot, and this goes to show the kind of year he has. For us to be in the spread offense with Joe and Joe Brady and Steve Ensminger and shatter SEC records and have the most prolific offense in the history of SEC tells a lot of stuff. So he had a great year. It seemed like the whole country has noticed it. And so we're so proud that he won it that wide of a margin. I want to say this too, those other three players are some great players, man. I've watched those guys. They're phenomenal athletes.
Hey, Coach. Jacques Doucet, WAP TV in Baton Rouge. In your opinion, did the speech tonight match the player on the field?
No question. No question. It's exactly what we've been seeing in Joe since the first day he stepped on campus. About heart, about courage. But, you know, Joe has a certain spirit about himself that when he walks in the room, he makes everybody better. By the way he works. By the way, you know, Joe's intelligence of the game, his ability to process is like no other player I've ever seen. And that's a gift for him. That's a tribute to his coaches, but he's naturally gifted both mentally, physically, and spiritually. He's the whole package.
Scott Rabelais with The Advocate. Ed, when Joe thanked you for taking a chance on him, thinking back to recruiting him, did you think it was much of a chance that you were taking, or did you? What could you see in him as a player back then? I mean, maybe you couldn't envision this moment, but what could you see him then?
The thing that really helped me was Bill Bush was on our staff, and he was at Ohio State with Joe, and he saw Joe, and he came up to me, and here's was his exact words: "Coach, if we get Joe Burrow, we're going to be in the college football playoffs." I said, "Let's go get him." And I really went on that. I know we saw some things on tape we really liked, but then the meeting that we had, 2 or 3 hour football meeting, 5 or 6 guys were in the room. Myself, Coach Ensminger, wide receiver coach, his dad, a couple other people, and within 10 minutes, I could figure out that Joe was by far the smartest guy in the room, including me, and I didn't care.
Ed, how does this help you recruit now?
I think that, you know, all the recruits see on TV, what's been going on with the LSU Tigers all year. I think that everybody sees a team that's explosive, a team that's having fun together. Recruiting is going phenomenal right now. I do believe we're going to have a great day on Wednesday. We still have some guys to close. But it just goes to show you this is our first year in the spread. So these guys are excited about it. I think we're going to get some outstanding players because of the play of Joe Burrow.
Hey, Coach, I know you're not done. I know you've got work moving forward and things you want to accomplish, but the feedback we're getting is this is surreal. We can't believe this is happening. And 13-0, beating Alabama, SEC champs, the Heisman Trophy winner. Is there any part of you that takes a step back and say, wow, is this really happening?
Yeah. You know, do I believe it can happen at LSU? Yeah. Do I believe it should happen at LSU? Yeah. But then when you're in it, you go, oh man, here it is. We're doing it. And, you know, you take it one day at a time. You try not to think about nothing. We've been thinking about Oklahoma, thinking about recruiting and all that stuff. But when you come here tonight and you see all the greats on that stage, and you see what a great moment it is, a moment in time, and I'll never forget it. And it is surreal, but it is something that Joe has deserved, and it is something when you come to LSU, it's possible.
Last question?
Coach Juan Ortiz, Fox Sports Radio. With all the guys that surrounded him, as he developed, did that help you to make your job coaching the other guys, developing the other guys?
No question. You know, Joe, you know, one Saturday, we were recruiting, and they said, Coach, can the players go see the players practice? They're not practice Saturday morning. Oh, yes, they are. Joe had a players only practice. I think him and the receivers had to catch each of 10,000 balls this summer on their own. And, you know, Joe is a coach's son, so he's been a football coach for us when we're not there. This is his team. He lead it. The guys believe in him. And obviously he's surrounded by some great receivers, surrounded by an outstanding offensive line, a great running back in Clyde. So, yes, I think that his development, along with the other guys, started to increase. We said we wanted to be an ascending team. We wanted to get better every week, and I do believe we have.
Thank you, Coach. Coach, we're going to ask you to step over to the side of the
Thank you, guys. Go Tigers.